Hello and welcome to issue 66 and issue 67 of my Build the Millennium Falcon build diary vlog guide to thingamajig. I just want to say at the start of this video, thank you for your ongoing support. This series would not be running as long as it has without the support that you guys have given me. If you want to support further, or if you're looking at ways in helping me out, I do have a Patreon account just to kind of cover the cost of this build and the future builds that will be coming up. But back at these two issues, issue 67 has painted on parts, which I find a bit odd, but I'll explain what I'm going to do with issue 67 in just a moment. Issue 66 then is the last of the cutout parts that we will get in this build. So this video is really going to be about that cutout part. I'm really going to spend my time looking at this final one. So without further ado, let's have a look at what comes in these two issues. Okay, even though I have called this video issue 66 and 67, issue 67 has more of a place in next time's video because it all connects with those two pieces that you'll get there. So I'm just going to leave that aside for now and just have a look at what comes in issue 66, which is more than enough for one video, I feel. So we get another cutout, the last of the cutouts that we're going to get. We get the base part here, more parts on a sprue, more of the wiring or tubing, I should say. No, what's it called? Yeah, no, don't know. Momentarily lapse in thing. Oh, this is nice. This is a nicely detailed piece. I'm liking this. Can get a little bit of extra paint work on that. And then of course we've got the stuff here on this sprue, which will all be added on. So I'm just going to have a look at the magazines more closely to make sure I get this right, and then again get started with crafting this part. Okay, weirdly enough, the instructions for this cutout come in issue 67. So technically I am using both issues. So there we go. So the first thing we do is get the Star Wars tin, which is a new edition, which I keep all my stuff in. Glue, loads of, as you can see, screwdrivers, file. Right, so the first thing you do is get this part and cut it out. Like so. Oh, okay. There we go. Right. Oh, it's there. Oh, can't do it on camera. There we go. Right. Just going to file this off. And by file it off, of course, I mean the sprue residue that you do get on little pieces sometimes. So that's that. There's two little pegs at the bottom, there and there. Do not file these off because it will attach in there. So I'm just going to put some glue in. Okay, and I'm going to make sure I get it the right way round. So that's up there like that. And that piece goes there like that. So it just goes on like that. Give it a little push for the glue to set. And it looks something like that. The next piece, of course, is this big piece here. Yes, there are little holes and little pegs in it. So you've got a peg there, 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 and there. Just put a bit of glue on each of those. And it's probably best to get them at the back because you know that that's right. And then it literally just clips in actually very nicely indeed. Push that all together. And this is really nice because you get a little kind of cutout part there. Actually, do you know what? Before that settles, I'm just going to paint this black so that it looks dark when it's all together. So be right back. And here it is all done. And for those of you wondering why I didn't paint this on camera, I'm still a very nervous painter, despite what I showed last time. So if I messed up, that would be embarrassing. So that's why I didn't do it. But as you can see, I've just put black oil spills all around and then a bit of rust with the Tamiya Weather Ring Master number C, or letter C, I should say. So that is all done. So back to where we were. I'm going to have to put some more glue on now because that would have all been dried. And then you just pop, it in there. And it fits very nicely in. And then you can see it's dark inside with that bit of rusting. So I am glad I did that. And the kind of splashes and stuff that you get, I'll sort that out afterwards. So that is what it looks like after the main bulky part has been put on. The next thing we do is we get back to our sprue, change the focus and cut out this part here. I'm very bad at cutting parts on camera actually, aren't I? But yes, it is this part here, which I'm just going to file away. And you see, this is why you read the instructions. I spent quite a while, if I just get this on focus, which isn't going to happen now, I really need to show this camera. Right, I spent quite a while filing that piece down. You actually need that little bit out. So that is a mistake, but hopefully no one will notice, apart from all you guys. Damn, didn't think about that. Okay, so a bit of glue there. And then this goes into this hole there. So you just pop that in, move it around to find the hole. Oh, there's 2 holes. Aha, there we go. There's 2 holes for that piece, and you just pop that in there, and you're meant to have a little circular bit going off. But never mind, let me just change the lighting a bit. It's a little too harsh. There we go. So you can see that there. And now in focus. Okay, so that is that part done. The next part we have is this part here. Oops. Which I've just cut out and filed down. This part here. So the little pig's nose, little 2 holy thing there. And then of course you get your glue. And there's 2 little pegs there. Just glue the bottom of it. In you go. And then, whoops, drop it. And then it goes this way around, like so. That's not going very neat. Oh, there we go. That just pushes in there like that. The next part we look at is part number 5 on the sprue, which is this part here, which looks like a gadget with lots of different parts coming off. So be very careful not to cut off any of these parts by accident. I'm going to do this one on camera just to show you. In fact, I'm not going to file this down because I'm a bit scared that any of these little parts are going to break off. You can see it's got a square peg there, which will match that square hole just there where my finger is. Let's get some glue. And I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, hold on. It's an indented square hole. So you can see it's got a little kind of bump to it, a little rise to it, which will match up there. And yes, it does just fit in one way. It doesn't matter which way you get it. I was looking at it the wrong way around. I was thinking this was the square peg, but it's not. There we go. That goes in there like that. And then we get part number 6, which is another pig nose thing. Just going to file this off. Being very careful not to file off too much. There we go. So you can see it's like a pig nose with 2 little dots as well. Oh, I'm sorry about the focus. My wonderful phone, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Yes, glue needed for the 2 pegs. It gets a bit repetitive after a while, but still pretty good. I'm sorry about the focus. Okay, and then this part, if I get it right, goes this way up with the cutout part facing this way and just pops in there like so. Yes, slightly overhang. So this cutout part's facing that way and it's slightly overhanging this rectangular piece here. Make sure that's in. And there we go. Okay, so for part number 7, you would get to the other sprue. And part number 7 is this piece here, which I just tapping. And by the way, the reason that I am using showing this build in its entirety of this part is because, you know, it's the last. I'm just filing, by the way. It's the last of the cutout part, so I thought I'd set some more time aside for it, as it's going to be the last one we do, and I'll just show you how I do it, which is just follow the instructions basically. Nothing really to it. But for those of you who are visual, I mean, that's why I do these videos, for the visual viewers. I'm just looking at which way it goes. Goes that way, plops in there, very nice fit in there like so. I mean, all these parts are well crafted. The pegs fit perfectly in the holes with a bit of glue. You know, there's no pushing, there's no forcing. Very, very nicely done, D'Agostini. Okay, so for the next part, we go back to the original sprue, and it's these parts here. Actually, this is a nice little cutout to finish on, because all these individual parts that we're doing are quite characteristic. Like this one, you can see they're definitely some kind of pump or pillar or storing something or other. Water, maybe. Storing energy fuel. I don't know what it's storing. I'm just making stuff up. Like I said with the painting last time, I really like to think about what these parts do. It's not just enough that it's there. I like each part to be functional, so I just in my head make up stuff about what each part is, which I'm not going to bore you with. That just goes in there like that. Oh, push that down so it doesn't wobble. It's still wobbling. This glue takes a little while to set. There we go. So that snugly fits in there like so. Part number 9 then is this part here. Actually, I best not sing that too much. I wonder how long I have to sing it for before this video gets taken down or something. I don't know. Right, this part, have a look at it a little closely. The big circle part goes on the outside, and by the outside I mean this way around. Oh no, the glue's starting to set. Got my finger. No, there we go. Yes. Like that. I'm starting to use excess glue and it's getting all sticky this side. Blah, blah. Okay. Okay, so that is that bit done. Part number 10 then is this piece here. Snip. Oh, this is awkward. Snip. This is very fiddly. Again, I don't think... Oh, actually that part's... I don't particularly want to file this down, although that part is a bit ungainly. I'm going to have to. And I did, and it was successful. So you can see I got the sprue bit off there. And then just get some glue. And there's a very tiny plug just there. Peg. A little bit of glue. And then there's a hole in that bit there. And, oh, stick. You put that piece in the hole there. And it sticks to your finger. Eventually it won't. Push it down, make sure it sticks. And it elevated. Oh, man. That's really quite tough to do. It is on there. I have a feeling it's meant to be kind of heightened. Higher up than that, but that's fine. You get that 3D element side of it. And I'm happy with that. Actually, if it's too high up, it might snap off. So yes, okay. That is what that part is going to look like on my model anyway. Moving on then to this part. Part number 11? 12? Lost count. Snippety snip. File away. And after that last piece, it is nice to get a piece with good big pegs. Just glue on there. And it goes into these two holes here. 2 pegs, 2 holes. Boom. Oh, I'm really glad that I did paint that part in there now, especially with this bit covering it. Nice sturdy piece there. I love the levels you get with these cutouts. You can see right through that there, finger on the other side. I love that. Don't know why I love that. I mean, they could have just made this just a block piece with plastic there. No, they didn't. Fantastic. Okay. Now, for part number 13, which means that part was number 12, and I got the numbers wrong, it is this one here. So you just snip it out, like so. I'm going to do some filing. And you can see, if we go to the main part, there's quite a deep hole there. This part will plug into that hole there. So just some glue on the bottom of it. Ooh, fiddly. Ah, there it is, attached to the skin. Oh, attached to all the skin. Oh boy, that's okay. And it sticks up at a slight angle, actually. Sorry. It's not straight up, it is at a slight angle. That's the way the hole is curved. Is made. You can see that little curvy bit there, pushing it that way. And yeah, So that goes into that peg there. On to the next bit. Oh, there is no next bit. So once again, with these cutout parts, we have parts left over. We have this part here. Why is that bit left over? Oh, hold on. Nope. My mistake. It was part 11, that part before, because this part is part 12. I forgot to do this. And this one is slightly different as well, because the peg for this one isn't a peg. It's more kind of a indented rectangular slot. Bit of glue just on there. And you can see quite clearly there's a hole. If I hold there, this piece just plops in there like so. Another nice little 3D element part there. And I think that's all. Let me just check the magazine. Yeah, that is all of the pieces. So left over are this part, this part, this part, this part here. I'm guessing that when this is attached to the main upper part of the Falcon, these parts will become jetting off in all kind of, oh, it's not the camera, professional, all kind of directions. But I am surprised that this part is left over. I do have a feeling that I've missed this part. I'm just looking over the instructions now. Another exciting thing to see on screen, I know. But no, I can't see. No, I can't see that that part is needed. So save that part because it might come a little bit later on, or I might be doing a video explaining that that part is needed on here and explaining where to put it. But yes, this is what the cutout part looks like after it's been assembled. And this is how long it takes to assemble a cutout part. I roughly estimate that took about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm just going to rush through the end of this video now because it is going to be quite a long one. I'm going to paint this up off camera, of course, and then I'll be right back to show you what that looks like. And here is the final cutout part, all painted up, all finished. The reason he's on the blue towel is to kind of get the contrast. My workbench actually looks like one of these all painted up, so you wouldn't see it as clearly if I was just using that. Just to kind of go over what I did here. I wanted the main bulk to be this big grey metallic piece. So I painted it grey, and then I added some of the Tamiya weathering powder to make it shimmer like it does. Black wash and the grime paint for these parts here, a bit of rust just here and in there. And then of course we've got the weathering powder, which I don't think I have shown for a while. Humbrol weathering powder, a mixture of sand and dirt to kind of get asteroid dust into the cutout parts that aren't oil spills, and then you've got the oil spill that side. I'm very happy with how this piece came out. I think it will look really good just popping out of the Falcon. Oh, also I did this kind of a darker bronze colour here. Let's just look at it a bit closely. There we go, that's darker bronze. That's the rust there. Yeah, very happy with how that came out. Just to compare it with the other two that I have already done, here's the first one of the top cutouts I did. A lot more asteroid dirt in this one and a lot darker, as there's a few more recesses in here. Rusting, I was experimenting with rusting at this point, so I did a lot of the rust. And of course a bit of grey here, grey chipping paint parts away here. Nice weathering on this circle bit, I think. I think that just came out naturally rather than anything I did. And then the other one, the last one, not too happy with it, purely because there's not much I can do with it. It's all quite surface, apart from these piping parts here, which will come out of the Falcon. Like I say, we'll have parts attached here, there and everywhere. I'm guessing that's what that hole is for. But I added, you know, same colours, a bit of the weathering powder, a bit of the shimmery silver metallicness and rust and things like that. So that is all three of the cutout parts all done. I am happy with how they look on the whole. Like I say, this one, not so much. Just to give you an idea of what they look like, or what they will look like, I've got this spare turret top here. So the first one will look something like that. I think I might have to add some more of the shimmering to this silver parts here because it's looking quite flat. But you know, the weathering dust there and the rust and oil spills, yeah, looks good. Looks like the interior of the Falcon. The one for this part is looking really nice, dark, and then this big shimmering silver part there with the bronze wheel. Yeah, I think that'll look really good. Catches all the lights well. And then this one, how does this one look? Actually, this one doesn't look half bad. This one doesn't look as bad as I thought. You really get the idea that it's just under the surface. Oh yeah, actually that looks really, really quite nice. All the inner workings of the Falcon there. Actually, yeah, quite happy with how that one will look. Hopefully it will look that good when I attach them to the top of the Falcon, which won't be this time. I plan on doing the reveal of the top of the Falcon next week, considering the parts that we get next week or next time whenever I upload the video. So for now, I'm just going to sign off. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, I hope to see you next time. So until next time, take care. Bye bye.